Alright, second video. Got my original, got a brand new, never before seen intro. Let's roll the, I don't know, roll the intro. Brand new, never been used. Bought it from a thrift store. How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to Lost in Terror. I'm your host, Lost in Space, and holy shit, Radio Disney Jams 12, baby! In my formative years of music, it was probably one of the most, standout things I got to listen to. Every road trip we ever went on, and I was a Boy Scout, so we went on a few. My dad was the scout leader, so me and my dad, boogie woogie woogie. And when we would go, we would always listen. He would always start off the journey with what I remember to be the third song on Radio Disney Jams 12, Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus. I have not looked at this album in years. I just know in the face that is my brain, an absolute bop slap banger, but gets a little tiresome after you take a trip every, 2 weeks. So I'm hearing that song at least 25 times a year, as are all of my Boy Scout friends, in the back seat of my dad's Super Duty long bed Ford F-350, driving down mountain roads, which is like driving a yacht in the Naples canals. Naples?
That's Naples to me.
Is that, no, Venice? It's like driving a yacht in the Venice canals.
I'm in fucking Naples. And my dad goes, Italy? And I was like, oh no.
It is an absolute dog shit dumpster fire show. We had a lot of fun every time. That being said, music to me has always been, pretty important. I can pretty much sum up a lot of the first years of music that I have in this one vinyl record. So you get Please Mr. Postman, My Girl by the Temptations, Sugar Pie Honey Bunch, I'll Be There. Oh, Papa Was a Rolling Stone by the Very Superstitious. Let's get it on. Sorry, I forgot how great music is for a second. I just had a wide range of musical loves and influences, and when it came down to me forming my own musical identity, outside of what my parents would listen to all the time, it ended up being something a little bit more poppy for a while there. And that's not to, I don't mean to make that sound like a bad thing. It's pop for a reason. There are great pop albums here, there, everywhere. Taylor Swift is on tour. I'd tell you to buy tickets, but that seems like a bad idea. Pretty sure it's sold out everywhere, including the parking lots. So, what per se was on Radio Disney Jams 12? Well, let's just go through it real quick. Let me bust out the old iPad while I film this on an Android. Seemed a little counterintuitive to me. Radio Disney Jams 12 appeared in 2010, the formative years of my watching every Disney Channel show ever. Here's how it goes. We got the acoustic version of One Time by Justin Bieber. I hate to admit this, but back in the days of yore, it was this thing to just call Justin Bieber gay, and for everybody to make a big deal out of that. I'll say I was kind of on that train. I was always very avid on telling people I more love to hate Justin Bieber. I find it fun to be on the hate train. And I made quite a few jokes kind of in that direction. I think it was when I acquired this CD. I was starting to learn more about what I found beautiful when it came to music. And when I heard the acoustic version of One Time, I had to admit to myself that Even though I had no hate for Justin Bieber, even though I was on just kind of a joke train that was already bad to be on, it gave me an opportunity to respect him for what he did and what he was doing, especially as a child star going through like a lot all at once. He was one of the first examples of a viral sensation that made it to like top tier A-list superstardom, Beatles level mania over Justin Bieber, and it was all from a reasonably brand new website that you're watching this on. And this is a part of my everyday life, just watching YouTube videos. That's why I can't make them, is because I'm too busy watching Ryan Trahan. Speaking of, congratulations on Great Reset here on day 6. So if you're wondering when this is being filmed, day 6 came out like 3 hours ago. Gave me a chance to respect Justin Bieber for his artistry and to kind of let go of that hype train of being on the jokes. It was still a couple years before I would kind of like leave those types of jokes behind, but it was also a big part of like my identity. It's what people called me all the time. I didn't do shit. I didn't play no sports. I really wasn't involved in much other than Boy Scout. It's just me. The insinuation was always like, you're gay. I remember I moved from California to Texas. In the first week that I was in high school, at least 50 people asked the exact same line of questions. Number 1, oh, I haven't seen you around. Are you new? And I would say, yeah, I'm new. Number 2, oh, okay. Are you in athletics? This little California boy didn't know what the fucking athletics was. Because to me, it was always like PE, right? And that's what athletics is. It's basically like PE, but for people who like want to do sports. I said, no, not in athletics. And then the third question would always be, oh, well then are you gay? What? Excuse me? The amount of people who asked me if I was gay was ridiculous. The fact that it, like, mattered. It felt like people were taking bets on it that I didn't know about. I think there was a point of realization a few years after. Oh, I was kind of perpetuating my own problem. And that's around the time when I was like, oh, okay, well, let's not be a dick. Ain't that a revelation? It's to a kid. Every single one of us in 7th grade had a higher pitched voice. We were children. And they're like, oh, listen to his voice. He sounds like a girl. And it's like, yeah, you would too if you were singing in your upper register in 7th grade. Even nowadays, it's like, still like not the deepest voice in the world, but you can tell that he's grown up. But it's like, that was like their main reason. That was like what I would hear from most people. The assumptions were just out of control. There isn't much I could say, because at the time, I was part of it. And so, Radio Disney Jams 12 gave me a brand new respect for Justin Bieber, and throughout the years, it's allowed me to actually be a fan, except for that yummy, yummy nightmare. Yummy. Yummy nightmare. Anyway, second song. Another certified bangaroo. Lollapoo bangaroo. Bangarang. Bass. The second song on the album is Fireflies by Owl City. If you don't know this song, that's fine. That just means you didn't live in a time where you could remember 2010. Don't feel bad about it. 2010 was worth missing. I'm trying to think of the nicest way to say this, because I don't hate the song or Owl City at all. It's a pretty basic song, and I feel like some of the lyrics are more like they're trying to sound deeper than they are. I remember one time, not to tell too long of a story, I'm gonna try to like long story short this. So in my younger years, up till 2nd grade, I went to Christian school, and I sang a lot. Teachers and the students, they all kind of didn't mind, but I switched to public school in 3rd grade, and I had this habit now of singing, kind of while doing almost anything. I remember a lot of people just told me to shut up. Smosh style. Shut up! Eventually I did, and I didn't want to sing anymore. But I remember there was one time that was actually stand out versus all the other times. One time, I was in a particularly strict teacher's class, and I was just kind of singing under my breath Fireflies by Owl City. Someone next to me starts singing with me. So now we're both singing like Planet Earth, and then it starts like slowly spreading throughout the classroom. And I remember the teacher was like, "Hey, all of you need to quit this singing shit." And the whole class ish. There were probably like a couple of people who didn't, but it sounded like the whole class did start singing to the teacher. I think then he yelled one more time and everybody shut up, but anyway, third song on the album, as we mentioned, was Party in the USA. I'll spare you the story about that, because this video is going to be way too long if I keep taking ginormous deep dives into every single song on Radio Disney Jams 12. But next would be Who I Am by Nick Jonas and the Administration. And if you don't remember this song, you weren't watching Disney Channel in 2010.
On Disney Channel.
Because they would play the music video for this during like every commercial. It's just one of those things where it was a lot more than Radio Disney Jams 12. I was watching a lot of Disney Channel too. It just kind of ended up that way. Song number 5, Falling Down by Selena Gomez. And The Scene. Let's not forget that. I was a sucker for Selena Gomez's music, kind of. Sometimes they all felt a little similar in those earlier years. It was nice. She's a good singer. They all pretty much were. I mean, that's how you got the job at Disney. You know, you be the triple threat, you do the triple threat, and then you threaten your own health. Number 6, Low Day by Capra. If you weren't gonna know a song, this would probably be the one. But holy moly, mamma jamma, has this been playing in my head for the last like 10 years. Whenever I'm not doing anything, I pretty much always have this radio playing in my head. This one pops up all the time, specifically like the chorus, because some songs that pop up on my radio are just sound bites or just choruses, and this one is popping up all the time. Low, 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 low. Sounds like a song like straight up that would have been a summer bop in like 2016. They were truly ahead of their time. Shout It by Mitchell the Musso, famously on Prank Stars and also Hannah Montana. I was a big Mitchell Musso fan. So the working in now, so I'll just scream it. I was in the key of R. Fallen For You by Colby Calais. I've never known how to.
Colby Calais.
Calais. It's one of those love songs as a kid. I was like, this is what love is. In that way, it's kind of cringy. Like throughout time, anytime I found like, oh, this girl is the one. She's gonna, change everything and blah blah blah. That song will always like play in my head during like a slow dance. My brain is very dramatic. He Could Be the One by Hannah Montana. Love the song. Can't forgive Hannah Montana for just like shoving away David Archuleta like what the shit biscuits. Get out of my house. Get out of Malibu. What the fuck? I spit. A Different Side of Me by All-Star Weekend. Also another fucking slapper that was on the commercial breaks. And I still to this day will catch myself randomly in my head just being like, I'm barely 5'8". Those lyrics are so fun. Oh gosh, I can't get over it. Here We Go Again by Demi Lovato. That was I was a lot bigger of a fan of Demi's like early work, and then was kind of like tuned out to kind of her middle work, like between 2014 and like 2018. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't know what their pronouns are at the moment, so I'm gonna go for they just to be safe. I know they seem to be in a moment of discovery at the moment. It seems as though they're defining still how they feel. So I just want to make sure I don't like step on a toe. We're all discovering and learning, you know. We all get used to things, and things change. And so I'm perfectly happy to go with that flow. All that out of the way. Great song, great artist. Love Demi. What's next? Give Love a Try by the Jonas Brothers. I never could have expected, like, in my whole adult life that they were gonna come back. I remember Cake by the Ocean comes about. I had no idea it was Joe Jonas. There are certain things where you can kind of tell that nostalgia is being sold here, there, and everywhere, and I know that's not a revelation. But there are some people who are cashing in on it so well. Like, I think Mattel with the Barbie movie. Ooh, big cash in. Big cash in. Because I think I'm not ignorant in saying that Barbie is not the most popular toy. I think that Barbie's time is more or less just kind of past. Not to say that Barbie still isn't popular, but just to say that Barbie is no longer like the toy. However, Barbie is the toy to the parents of this current generation. And Barbie still does exist. Barbie is still a popular toy. And these are always the smartest nostalgia grabs, is when you can hit somebody over the head with this nostalgia, but then it's a Barbie movie too. So like all these people who now have kids, it's like they get to be excited about the movie. And maybe the kids get to be excited about the movie too. And now everybody's excited because I know adults who don't have kids who are happy to go see the Barbie movie. It's a good move. It was a great grab. The Jonas Brothers coming back. They could not have come back at a better time. I'm glad their relationship is better with each other, and I'm glad that they were in a position to be able to come back because it was good for us, and Lord knows it was good for them. Look at those tour figures. Let's see if I decided to find those screenshots. I don't know if you noticed, this is my second video, so if I miss something, you can't, don't blame me later. What the fuck did I do? Put it in a blame bank. Put it in your ass. Next is No Surprise by Daughtry. Oh my gosh. I have that whoa, 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 that echoes in my head. Even I forget like how formative this album is to me. Like the next song is Selena Gomez's cover of Magic. You might remember as appearing at the end of the Wizards of Waverly Place movie. I didn't even know that was a cover at first. It took me, I think, 2 years to find the original. She stayed pretty true to form, I'll say that much. Not much about the song changed, other than some, like, modern kind of punkish guitar licks. Also kind of the drum. The drums are a little harder and rockier. She did a great job. Again, I've always been a fan of Selena Gomez. I think she's got a great voice. And she used it to great effect, and I think also it was great for her character. Because, of course, in that show she was playing Alex, and I think this song kind of gave her a chance to throw a little more casual vocal things into the song. And it wasn't so focused on, like, a vocal performance. Kind of like the theme song for Wizards of Waverly Place, where she got to kind of, like, speak very casually, even hit him with the, yes, please, well, you might find out it'll go to your head. It's fun. She gets to, like, just almost fuck around and not worry too much about just hitting like vocal heights or making sure that things sound like pristine. And it works very well for the Selena Gomez you know as Alex, especially in the context of having listened to that version of Magic after the Wizards of Waverly Place movie. It's I think it adds a lot, and I think that she did a great job. And just throwing that onto a Radio Disney album instead of just kind of relegating it to like, oh, she did a cover of Magic for the end of the movie. Putting it somewhere, I think is great. And I enjoy it. Next we have Battlefield by Jordan Sparks. Better go and get your armor. It's another one of those things where it just made me feel a bit as a kid, you know? Like, it's one of those things where, you know, I could jump between Fallen for You by Colby Calais. Calais? What? I already forgot how to pronounce it. Fallen for You by Colby, and I could bounce between Fallen for You and Battlefield by Jordan Sparks, and as a 9-year-old, trying to just kind of decipher the meanings of love from pop music, getting in my feelings as a 9-year-old, just being like, love is a battlefield, and never having been in any sort of long-term formative or important or growth-inducing relationship. Last song on the album is Boy Crazy by Jasmine Sagagenario. Sagamia.
Sagadamia.
No.
Shingadamaya.
Is that joke racist now? The answer is yes. But I wasn't doing it in the racist way. I was making a callback to a racist joke, not being racist. It was taken out of context. It was not in the right it was in the right cockpit. The conquest. The Shingadamai. A song that I wasn't necessarily horrendously fond of, but at the same time, it was catchy as shit. So it's like, and it's also how I knew I was at the end of the album, so it's one that is stuck in my head. She had a voice that sounded almost like Gwen Stefani, but without, like, her top octave. It sounded good, but it was also very, you know? A boy crazy. Yeah, I get it. But there are certain songs I wonder, it's like, these are like radio Disney jams, right? Probably not an adult album. Just to take a guess. And so it's interesting what they're willing to, like, put on a kid's album. Where are we going? Snowy Mountain. No one's cheating on anybody. We're just walking up to Snowy Mountain. What the shit? Kids shows need to kind of calm down. Unless they're doing it in the gumball way. In which case, liven it up even more. I think Radio Jams Disney 12, Radio Disney Jams the 12th, was probably one of the best Radio Disney jams, and a formative part of my music loving. And if it was a big part of you loving music, I really hope that some of this kind of connected with you, and that you understand what I'm talking about. If you loved this album as much as I did, leave a like. If you hated this album as much as I did, leave a comment. If you hate me as much as I hate me, leave a comment. If you hate you as much as you hate you, leave a like. If you can see my face right now, leave a dislike. If you can leave a comment right now, go watch Mr. Beast. Oh yeah, hit my subscribe button. Shit. Oh, I forgot there was another button other than comment and like. Silly Billy. Anyway, y'all take care. Be good. Be safe. Eat some ass. But sanitize it first. Thanks.